All right, now let's take a look at how percent of change can be helpful for us. Let's take a look at two people, James and Sarah. They both have gotten a raise, which is awesome. So James is going from $750 a month to $1,250 per month. That's pretty awesome. Sarah is going to be going from $4,000 to $4,500 per month. So let's find the percent of change of both of these and then compare the situation. So percent of change is going to be the amount of change, which will be subtraction, compared to the original amount. So let's figure out how much did this change first. So we're going to subtract, and then I'm going to compare it to his original 750 bucks. 1,250 minus 750 is 500 out of 750. So he's making 500 extra dollars, which is awesome, because if we compare 500 to 750, he's making more than 50% of what he was originally making, because 50% of this would be what, 375, and he's making $500. So he's making more than half of his original amount, which is an awesome raise. So let's go ahead and figure out what percentage this is. I want to know what percent is 500 out of the 750. So right off the bat, I can get rid of zeros. I can divide the top and bottom by 25, and I get 2/3. He's making 2/3 more than he originally was. Now again, I want to go ahead and convert my 2/3 into a percentage. Using my trifecta skills, I cannot turn the 3 into 100, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go division route. So this is going to be 2 divided by 3. I do believe I got a repeating decimal. So this is going to be 66.6 repeating percent. He is making 66, and if we round up, 67% more than he originally was. That is a significant portion. Now let's take a look at Sarah's raise, and let's maybe compare and contrast. So Sarah, let's find her percent of change as well. We're going to go ahead and subtract first. I need to find out the change, and then I compare it to her original amount. Oh, interestingly enough, she also is making 500 extra dollars. So this is where they're super similar. They both got a $500 raise. But one of these situations is more impressive than the other. And I'm going to go ahead and say right off the bat, James, it's more impressive that he got a $500 raise because he was starting off at something much smaller. Whereas Sarah, with her $500 raise, she started off at a pretty good amount of money, so that's not as significant to her. Sure, she's still happy about making 500 extra bucks, but it is not as significant. It's not as big of a portion of an increase as it was for James. So let's figure out exactly what portion this was. So I'm going to try and see if I can get a denominator of 100. I'm not certain if I can. Let's go ahead and simplify first. So I can go ahead and divide by 100, and I get 5/40ths, and that's equivalent to 1/8. Now, if you guys remember, eighths are actually nice fractions because we can multiply them by 125, and we get 1,000. Which is easy to then write as a decimal. It's 125 thousandths. And if I go ahead and turn this into a percentage, that is 12.5%. So let's compare and contrast and see why we care about percent of change. Again, in these two scenarios, both individuals got a $500 raise, but it's definitely more impressive that James got the $500 raise because that was 67% of his original salary, whereas Sarah's $500 raise was about 13% of her original salary. So it's not as large of a portion as it was for James.